Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Peter Pan, and that little boy was, or is, me. I grew up in London with two parents that loved me and cared for me. Or rather, I was going to grow up with them. You see, one night I overheard my parents planning my future, and I realized I didn't like the future they had planned for me. I didn't even want to grow up at all, so I decided to run away from them, but I didn't know where to go. Eventually I realized I was lost, so I curled up in a ball and started to cry. A fairy, Tinkerbell, heard my cries and told me that she could take me to a magical place where I would never grow up. I wanted this desperately, and I told her so. Then she took me by the hand and taught me how to fly. It wasn't easy at first, though. All of my movements were really sluggish, and I got dizzy really fast. But, eventually, with enough practice, I could do somersaults in midair and zip around faster than birds. I soon took off through the clouds, past the glaring sea of stars, and into Neverland. I stayed there for many years. I started to wonder what had happened to my family, but when I returned to my old window, my family had forgotten about me. Heartbroken, I flew to other windows that weren't shut like mine was. One night, I found the window of Wendy, John, and Michael Darling. I just loved listening to the stories their mother would tell them, and sometimes I would return to London just to listen to them. One night, I took the three to Neverland. Tinkerbell gave them all fairy dust so they could fly, like I could. The Darling children were happy there, but one day a band of pirates ambushed them while they were playing. They huddled in fear as the captain barked, "Put your hands by your side! March in a line!" The pirates took the children to their ship as Tink was passing by. She rushed to tell me about the kidnapping. Together we found the children tied to the ship of the infamous Captain Hook. I jumped onto the railings, shouting, "Hey, here I come!" and I challenged Hook to a fight. Our swords clattered and clashed as we moved back and forth, slashing and shouting at each other. Hook, he was tough, but I wouldn't give up. With one final blow, I knocked Hook off the ship as he yelled, "Help me!" I had saved the day. I took the Darling children home that night, and they never did forget those magical things they saw in Neverland. I was sad to leave them behind, but as I flew back home through those stars, I thought to myself, to live would be an awfully big adventure. The end.